welcome back to the WahooWarrior channel. Today we're going to be doing our 600-point campaign game. Me and Alan got matched up this week. If you just watched the video I posted this morning, that was Ryan Carlson and John Davis's 600-point. This is all early war, escalation, slow grow. I've actually been catching up and getting my painting pretty much caught up from where I wanted it to be. And today is me and Alan, and we're basically playing on the same board that John and Ryan played on yesterday. I didn't play yesterday, so we rolled up Demolition Scenario though. So Alan's going to be on that side. He put his token over there in the woods.
In his forest.
And I'm just putting mine in the kind of the open space here, away from the roadway. He's got a couple of vehicles. I'll try to make him work to get to it. I have a master plan in my head. I don't know. But so we're going to go over our army list because they've changed a little bit. We've added some stuff from the slow grow. And let's see. Here's my French. I have basically, it's French and I'm using elements of the British to add in basically kind of British Expeditionary Force early war. One, it saves me some model painting. Two, it saves me some having to buy more heavy guns. And it makes sense. I'm using the French book, so there's no British special rules or anything. But what I'm taking today is I'm taking three inexperienced squads that I paid for. And in those I'm running the VB launchers. I want to keep trying those for 20 points each. It's a bit of a price, but they're kind of neat. They're kind of fun to use. And my strategy is basically going to be, this is the part of my army at the 1,000-ish points is going to be my defensive type of army. And then I'm planning to add cavalry and some more singleese to be an attack force. So I got 3 inexperienced infantry squads. Each one does have a light machine gun and a VB launcher because we're playing Season 3 rules. So we get our light machine guns for 5 points. Then I get a bonus free inexperienced squad with the French army because of that. And they're geared the exact same way. VB launcher and a light machine gun. And then I have an 8-man Singhalese squad. And the 8-man Singhalese are regulars. They're tough fighters. They do have a light machine gun in there. And then I have the free French gun, and I'm running these as a medium howitzer, medium artillery piece. And then I also purchased one, medium howitzer. Then I have actually a first lieutenant, and I made him regular. So he's got the +2 bonus. I have a regular anti-tank rifle, a regular medium machine gun team, and a regular medium mortar. And that is my entire list. So a lot of HE, a lot of indirect for 600 points. I think it's kind of excessive with the VB launchers added in, but that's going to be my plan, is to just bomb. I have to try to get to your thing though to get a win, so that'll be a little interesting without my cavalry and without the Singhalese in the VB, or not VB, in the Lorraine carrier that I'm planning to add at the higher points. I don't really have a whole lot to go after the token. Alright, and what do you have for Germans today, Alan?
Okay, yeah, to counter your master plan, I have the Germans' master race.
Oh, yes.
So, what I brought here is I have the 2nd lieutenant. He's regular.
Okay.
By himself. I have the anti-tank rifle. He is regular. I have a flamethrower team that's also regular, and a medium machine gun, which is also regular. Then I have 3 infantry squads. This infantry squad here, this is a here veteran infantry. Yes, this here unit is a here veteran infantry squad.
Veteran, okay.
Yes. The NCO has a submachine gun. There's a light machine gun and 4 rifles. And then I have 2 SS squads. This smaller squad is a 6-man squad. It has 5 rifles and 1 light machine gun. And this SS squad is a 10-man squad. The NCO has a submachine gun as well with 2 other submachine guns. And there are 2 light machine guns in there and 5 riflemen.
Yeah, so this looks a lot like a German list that I would like to run. It's got the half track back there,
Right.
At regular or inexperienced?
No, both of the vehicles are
Yeah,
inexperienced.
so you kind of have to shave some points.
Yes, to get them in there
but
and
that's
have
okay.
the strength.
So you got 3 squads of veteran infantry and 2 vehicles and a flamethrower.
Right,
So that looks a lot like things that I like to run. Get up in your face and burn and scorch the earth.
Exactly. Yeah, so with this demolition, I do have some mobility, but let's see how that works out.
Yes, I have. It's kind of similar to the Ryan Carlson game where it was quantity versus quality.
Right.
Because Ryan had a bunch of inexperienced Soviets, and John had veteran British.
Okay.
So this is our board today. If you watched the match the other day, I haven't changed it at all. I didn't play on it yesterday. Or I say yesterday, but I think it was like 3 days ago. But it seems like yesterday. This is it. I'm going to be defending on the left side, and Alan's going to be attacking or defending / attacking. You automatically see that list and go attacking, and I think that's really will be what it is.
Yeah.
But I might sacrifice a couple of inexperienced squads to just try to plod towards the thing. You just have to touch it.
Right.
And I have all,
at the end of a turn.
other than artillery, I have all infantry.
Right.
So
right.
We'll see how it goes. Are there any in this one, or do we roll for any? Do you have any spotters or snipers or anything?
No, I don't have any spotters
Neither
or
do
snipers.
I had spotters, and I stripped them on my list to make my lieutenant a regular because I didn't want him to be inexperienced, and then I had the machine gun at inexperienced. Just I figured I'd just spray.
Sure.
But I was like, I don't think I'll need the spotter, so I stripped him on my list, and I added the machine gun at regular. So.
Right. And my thought with going with the regular machine, medium machine gun was at inexperience, I'm right off the bat sacrificing, and I would rather have the full force. Might as well. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to deploy half your army first, right?
Yes, rounding down, so that would be 4 units right off the bat.
Alright, so we get into deployment, and Alan starts with the veteran, one of the smaller veteran squads down here. I'm going to speed through the deployment and kind of the first turn. Although I speed through all of these, I'm going to super speed through the deployment. And he's got a medium machine gun team on the roof of that place, and then he puts his anti-tank rifle on the 2nd floor. And that's pretty much all he has out. So then we start, I have to deploy my stuff, and I put my 2 medium howitzers kind of nearby each other in this field here. And then I put a medium machine gun team on the 2nd floor of that house. And then I've got my medium mortar in this wood line right there. And then I've got one of my inexperienced squads kind of on the back edge of this destroyed house. Okay, so then we get into the game. And at first I'm thinking about firing a mortar at his squad right there. I need a 6, and I elect to go ahead and I just put my inexperienced squad that's in this broken down house in ambush. I'm going to wait to see, I think about moving them, I'll just put him in ambush, wait to see what he does with his infantry squad, and he really aggressively runs right up there, turn 1. And then as you can see my split screen camera. So he runs up there, I go ahead and activate my ambush. I got a decent amount of shooting, I've got a light machine gun in there, I got a VB launcher. I am inexperienced though, and so at long range, it's not too good. Normally 3, inexperienced 4, long range 5. I think the light machine gun, however, was at short range, so it needs 6. So it's nice to have a light machine gun in there. I get a couple hits. I think I pick off a guy, or at least I put pins. I might not have killed anybody because I need 5s. And then I fire my howitzer at him, and the howitzer I think needs a 5 to hit. Normally a 3. And I roll a 5 and I hit, and I do 2d6. He can't go down because he just ran, and I give these guys a hell of a shot, and I do D3 pins, and I think I got 3. So with the 4 pins, he fails his check, and that unit is destroyed, which is great for me because boy, that they pushed up there so fast. That was going to be a lot of problems. He probably did that a little too soon, but he wanted to push the action, and he did so. So now he's firing the anti-tank rifle at my howitzer, putting a pin on there. And I go ahead and readjust the camera up a little higher so you can see. So I got a pin on that that French gun. Cut back this way. So I do fire my mortar now. And I'm going to fire the mortar at the building, needing a 6. I'm shooting at the medium machine gun team on top floor, on the roof. And so he's going to fire back at my mortar, and it rolls not too well. Or no, he fires at my squad in that little ruined house, and he puts a pin on. I put my medium machine gun team, or I'm going to fire my medium machine gun team at his, and I'm able to actually kill a guy. So now the good news is he's got a pin. The bad news is now he's a small team, so that's kind of bad. And he's got the rest of his stuff off the board in reserve. So I put that howitzer in ambush, awaiting him to bring in some vehicles. So we go to turn 2. Turn 2, Alan gets first dice, and he's going to go ahead and try to activate his medium machine gun team. His lieutenant is right back there, hidden, and he passes. So he's able to fire, and then I think he fires at my mortar. So, or no, at my howitzer. And he's able to kill a guy with the gun shield, though. So I got 2 pins on that howitzer. I try to bring my lieutenant in, and he fails. I was going to try to help activate that howitzer. He fails to bring in a truck. Then he's going to try to activate his half track, and that fails as well. So he's got nothing coming in now. I know that, so that's very helpful for me. And I'm going to go ahead and fire my mortar and actually score a hit. But you have to see what floor it detonates on, and it travels down to the 2nd floor, and that's where the anti-tank rifle team is. So they're bad luck, and they take. I get 2 hits out of my hits, and I kill 1, and I did roll an exceptional, but I didn't get the other 6. But he fails his check, and they're dead. So bad news for the anti-tank rifle team that was just kind of minding their own business. And then I do activate this howitzer. It had 2 pins, but I pass. So now as 1 pin, I'm going to fire indirect at his lieutenant, because his lieutenant is hidden, but I can see him. And then my medium machine gun team, I think, fired right there. And then this squad, I pass them, and I'm going to bring them out here, and I think, well, that's probably dumb, they'll get gunned down. So I just advance them into the front edge of that building there, and I check to see if I got any shooting. I think my light machine gun is the only thing in range, or maybe my rifles are too. Yeah, everything is except for the VB launcher. And I had told him I was going to shoot it, so I can't shoot. I need 7s, at least 7s. I'm just trying to get a pin on that medium machine gun team, and I don't. That's okay. Cleared my pin. And then I think I've just got stuff to try to bring in inexperienced squads, and actually I'm very successful, needing 7s, and about everything passes. I got an inexperienced squad running in right there. The first one I tried to bring in my anti-tank rifle, and it hit at regular, and it failed. But inexperienced squad comes in there, and another inexperienced squad comes in, and I know he's got a truck with a flamethrower and a squad in it, and the half track has a big squad in it. So I am a little concerned about that, especially with the road movement. You can come quite a ways down before he gets to that well. I run this inexperienced squad in there, but I'm just running most of my stuff in. I bring them into the building right there to be my basically backup, and I bring my Singhalese in. I just run them in behind this wrecked house. So I've got all my infantry units in. The only thing I don't have on is my lieutenant and my anti-tank rifle. And that will end the turn. We go to turn 3. And so starting turn 3, this is basically the French line. You can see I just flipped the dice there. Got a lot of inexperienced stuff out there. he gets first dice. He's going to fire his medium machine gun at my mortar, and he's able to. I go down, so I just go down to try to preserve him. He gets one hit, and I am inexperienced, so he does kill a guy. So I take a casualty. So 1 pin and a casualty on my mortar. And then I do pass my lieutenant to come in. I want to make sure he helps that howitzer activate. And he does come in. He's around the other side of that building. You'll see him when I flip the camera back the other way. And I pass with my howitzer, and I place it in ambush. I'm still worried about his vehicles coming in, and I don't want him to be killing me. So there you can see my lieutenant there. And then my next one I do pass, and I pass the order check to place that howitzer in ambush. So that's where we're at there. And I got another order dice, and I put my medium machine gun in ambush because I'm thinking he's going to be very aggressive with these vehicles. You know, stuff starts hopping out. I want to have some things to shoot with. He fails with his truck, so that's helpful. I'll go ahead and run these guys up there. I know the truck is the one with the flamethrower, and the half-track has a big squad in it, but it's not as bad as a flamethrower. And I need to push up to that center anyway. I mean, I got to try to get to his token and try to get the demolition mission accomplished. I'm going to get a win. I can squat back here and try to get a draw, but so we're contemplating. I'm telling him about how, you know, his flamethrower and the truck and what I'm concerned about and whatnot. So we're just kind of shooting the shit about tactics a little bit, about what I'm thinking, but I'm definitely worried about his stuff coming in and killing me. But I can't sit back here forever and wait. I was telling him it's not always a bad thing if your stuff don't come in. I advance these guys up. They can't run out of that rough ground, so they just advance. I'm going to go ahead and fire up at his medium machine gun team, and needing 7s. I do fire, you know, VB launcher, some rifles, and light machine gun. And I don't think I got a couple possibles, and I actually got a hit, and I think I didn't kill anybody though. Maybe I did. If he did, yeah, he's down to his last man, so that's good. -1 to shoot. Here he passes with his half track. He's gonna bring it in here, and he's thinking, and then he changes his mind and brings it in there, which just kind of sucks because now it's right near the token. He's trying to avoid my ambushes from my howitzers. Okay, I got both of them in ambush and a medium machine gun. He's firing at that inexperienced squad in the roadway. He's able to kill a guy, and he got a pin on me. His next order dice, he pulls. He's going to be bringing his guys out of there. And he's got a very large veteran squad in there with a lot of firepower. They've got 2 light machine guns, several submachine guns. And they come out, and they're going right into the center of the woods, which is lame. I do have 1 trigger to fire my, as they're coming from the half track to the woods. I fire my ambush from my left howitzer, and that would have been great if I would have hit, but I do not. And then I'm going to be turning the camera here so you can see what I'm talking about. And here we go. Let's get this moved. I don't know what's going on with this picture. I guess I don't move it here. This is just me advancing my squad out of there. I don't have anywhere to run with them. I don't want to block the line of my fire my howitzer. So I do shoot, I think, my light machine gun at his medium machine gun. Apologize for I actually narrated this entire thing once and it got deleted, so I'm narrating it again. Here my singleys just run. I'm gonna push basically all my guys up into the middle. I know he's got a medium machine gun up there, but you know, what can you do? There I pass an order check to bring my anti-tank rifle in, and I bring it in on the far left, thinking this truck might come down the road and get his guys out down there. So I'm just trying to cover myself there, and I pick up all my ambushes. Pick up all my ambushes. So I'm gonna cut back together. That was a very good cutaway. So we're gonna start the next turn, but I think we forget to flip the order dice. So I put my anti-tank rifle in ambush right there. So we actually play a one turn too many. In going back over the video, I realized we didn't flip the order dice, or the turn dice. My lieutenant runs over to help that mortar activate, who has a pin on him. I do activate my mortar, and it passes, so I remove the pin, and I fire, and I miss. Oh, I do hit again, because I'm still on 2-ups. Because I haven't moved, he hasn't moved, but it passes through to the next floor. And here, he's got that medium machine gun up there. So I advance this squad up, and they're very exposed to the medium machine gun. But it's my inexperienced squad. If I'm going to get his veterans out of those woods, I need to get my singlees into the combat. They at least are tough fighters. They get into close combat in the middle of those woods, I'll have a chance against him. And I do fire about everything I have, needing like 7s, I miss. And so I'm just kind of waiting to see what his medium machine gun is going to do. I do fire at his lieutenant, and I needed a 5 this turn. This is an indirect on that one howitzer, or maybe a 6, but I kill him. So his poor lieutenant's dead, and I'm very happy about that, because now his medium machine gun team has at least 1 pin on it. And I think down to the last man, so he's got to activate that, and he passes. That sucks. And he's gonna give that squad I just threw out in front of him the business. I don't have any cover against it, and he actually kills like 3 dudes. Rolled a couple exceptional damages, and he rolled a 6, and he picked off my light machine gun. Or he took off my NCO, actually. Actually, he rolled 2 exceptional damages. Here's his medium machine gun on his half track. In Season 3 rules, you can fire it empty. And he puts another pin on that squad in the middle of the road. Here my singleys just run. Since the medium machine gun is activated, I got to get them up towards the combat. That's where they are. These guys come out of their hidey hole, and they're going to fire at my singleys. And that's when I kind of realized he's got a really crap ton of firepower in there. Got a couple of his guys in the front row with submachine guns, and they're just inside 12. Just barely. See that? And so he's got quite a bit of shooting. And I'm like, yeesh, I wanted to either force his hand and have his guys come, because I have a howitzer still, and I'm thinking on the next turn I'll be able to get some. I've got him out order diced, and I'll be able to get some shooting on him. So he's got quite a few dice. He's adding them up. But my thought process was, okay, get him exposed, put some damage on him, and then my inexperienced squads can deal with him as long as he's damaged enough, because that's a big squad. These gray ones all need 5s to hit because of movement and the soft cover, and then he's got some 6s with the other dice, and he actually rolls pretty damn poorly. He only got like 3 hits, and he killed 1 guy. So that was great for me. A little frustrating for Alan, since that was a shit ton of firepower. So I start firing my medium machine gun back. Now that he's exposed, I roll pretty well. Killed 2 guys. So as a pin, 2 dead guys. And I've got my other howitzer still. I'm gonna. I've got a stone wall in between us. Oh, here I go to activate the inexperienced squad. I want to advance them to the edge of that hedge, and I rolled a foobar. Stupid guys. And they run back there with their 2 pins. I just wanted to get pins on him. So here I fire this thing, needing like a 3, 4, 5, needing like a 6. I think I fired direct. I roll 1. And then these guys here, I put them in ambush on the far left because I'm worried about that truck still. And these guys advance. They're coming over the. Here they come. They're coming over the wall. They got just a hedge in between. He's got me outclassed, but I'm trying to just gang up on him. I got a light machine gun, some rifles, and a VB launcher. VB launcher's out of range, but with a light machine gun and several rifles, I'm able to get a hit, and it's another pin. So it's 2 pins on him. And I don't know if I picked off a guy or not. I don't think I did. So then we pick him up, and we're going to be going to the next turn. So he gets the first dice, damn it, and he passes his order check, damn it, and he retreats into the wood line. So he's 2 inches in there. So he didn't shoot at me because he would have erased probably my singleys. I would have had gone down, then he would have had the medium machine gun. But I had 2 howitzers that could fire at him this turn, and I had my medium machine gun, and I had a couple of inexperienced squads. So he elected to pull back into the wood line and lick his wounds a little bit. So now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do to get those guys out of there. The good news is my singleys are still alive because I think he would have creamed them. But those guys fail. That little squad fails their check. The singleys go ahead and just advance up there. There's my squad back there that failed. They advance there, and they're going to shoot that medium machine gun point blank. I got to get rid of that thing. And here's actually where I hit him and get him down to the last man. I don't eliminate the team though. He passes his check. So, but he's down to 1 man, and I really got kind of a conundrum here. I'm trying to figure out how to get those guys out of that thing. He still hasn't brought his stupid truck in. Here, these guys pass, so they do a run order. Now they have 1 pin on them. And they run back to where they were. Here he brings his truck in, and now it's like, uh-oh, where's he going to do with it? So I've got this stuff on ambush on the far left, but he brings him in right there. I do trigger my ambush from my medium machine gun, but he's out of range, damn it. And so he comes in there. I pull the next order dice, and I fire my mortar, needing a 6. And woo, got a 6. So he can't believe it. I get like 4 hits or 5 hits on the truck, and I'm able to kill it because I got +2. So the truck goes down, takes D6 hits on each of his units. I rolled 5 on the flamethrower team, and they die. It's just base, there's no penetration, but they die with 5 hits, and they're a regular flamethrower. The veteran squad took 2 pins, and he fails with his medium machine gun here, so everything's kind of going my way, feeling the momentum surge. So the machine gun could have creamed me pretty good, even down to the last man who had been point blank against my singleys. So things are going definitely my way, and I get really aggressive here. I just run these guys up. I can't shoot at really anything, so I'll run them up to there, and then I've got a what's this, half track shooting at me again. So it doesn't even hit me though. And I've tried to put a smoke round right there, and I miss, so he gets to move it 6 inches over. And he does, he puts it over here. Plop a smoke template down there. I was just trying to keep, I don't know what I was trying to do. Just trying to get ready for like a turn 6-ish kind of rush into the woods. So we start the next turn, and I get the first order dice, and I activate that small squad here down closest to us, and I'm able to pass, so that's good. I advance them over a little bit to the right, and they got a pretty clear shot at those veterans that had bailed out of the truck. No cover. Most of the stuff's at long range. I am inexperienced, so I'm able to. Oh, I didn't have much firepower left. He killed my light machine gun, and I had basically 2 rifles and a BB launcher. So not a lot of firepower there. Didn't even get a pin on him. So, but I'm kind of in the way. If he wants to come this way, he has to deal with them. These guys get another freaking foobar, and they run back to where they were. I guess they got so surprised that the half track was still alive, even though it didn't hurt them last time. These guys advance over, and I couldn't run over the hedge. So I am going to just shoot, if anything, try to put a pin on the half track. I got a light machine gun, and don't get anything there. I get another order dice, and I haven't done anything with my singles. I advanced this up. They don't really have a shot. I don't know what I want to do with my singles. I'm waiting to see what his guys in the woods do. I completely forget about these guys. Well, I don't forget about them. I just forget about them in relation to my singles. I've been sitting there waiting on to do something with my singles, and they come advancing over the top of that wreck, and they're gonna be blasting me. And I'm like, oh crap. I thought about going down, but I decided not to because I need to be able to at least charge him. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have any shot whatsoever to get to that token. He is carrying one pin with him because I had gotten 2 on him. So fortunately, that's helpful. And he doesn't really do much to me. Those guys all have rifles. I think he's got a light machine gun and rifles. So here is half track. It's empty, and it can advance. So it advances, drives through the woods there because it's a half track. It can, and he's gonna spray those guys with his medium machine gun. Movement -1, inexperience -1, in the woods -1. I take a pin, but he doesn't kill anybody. And so now it's my turn, and hopefully I pass with my singles. I do. I go ahead and charge these guys just to get rid of the threat, at least nullify each other. And I go first because he doesn't have any cover. And I've got 2 attacks each guy, and I actually score 3. That's not that good. None of them are anything special. And he's got 3 attacks back, so he could draw me if he gets 3. And he got 2. So he took off 2 guys. And I win. I consolidate 3 inches, and I go on the back side of that building there. So next thing that happens is Alan tries to activate his medium machine gun, and he fails. He gets a foobar, and they actually run downstairs and out the side of the building. We probably moved them too far. I'm not sure where they should have gone, but they basically went 6 inches out the building away from my singles, and actually that will turn into his favor. He was cursing it at the moment, but what ends up happening is he moves his other squad, not thinking about it. His half track would have failed. I'm putting this crap in ambush again. I don't really have anything to fire at other than his half track. I think his half track's going to die at the end of the turn because I'm going to be closer to him, or at least I'm not worried about it. He's still waiting for his squad, but I'm more worried about those guys coming out in the front, and they actually go this way. So there goes 6 inches over. And from that angle, I had got a little too aggressive with my singles, and I've got no cover from that shooting. He's got 2 light machine guns. The only thing he's done is moved. He's got no pins on him anymore. So he's going to have a pretty good shot. And after all the rolling, he kills me off. Kills me to a man. So, eesh, that sucked. But at least he's moved that squad somewhere. They're not just camped in the middle of the woods. But I don't really have a shot at him. And we go to the next turn. Turn 6. Actually, it's turn 7. Unbeknownst to us. But, so it's basically draw. The only thing I'm trying to do is trying to get in there. He fires his medium machine gun at me again. So that's what saved him. So I come with these guys. So they're right there. As you can, there's his medium machine gun over there. And the other thing I'm doing is trying to. I'm thinking that we could possibly have a turn 7 because we had forgot to flip the dice. So all I'm doing is positioning stuff. If he wants to bring that big squad out to try to kill somebody, he can. I'm just running these guys up there. I end up running my lieutenant up to kind of help boost that squad there. Because I'm thinking, well, if I assault that half track, I can consolidate on the other side, close to the token. I don't want to do that before he activates his big squad, though. So I fire my anti-tank rifle at his half track and put a few things like the howitzers and stuff in ambush. That way, if he would come out, the half track actually is blocking some line of fire too, which is kind of annoying. I think he does end up here shooting with his medium machine gun, which is fine. These guys have cover from the smoke, and he's point blank, but basically he's able to, he's pretty easily see them. But point blank brings down a guy in smoke. 7 shots though. It's a lot. He gets a pin on me and kills the guy. Pretty underwhelming there, actually. And then he does move this squad. He moves them on top of the token, and then I'm like, well, I can see you if you go on top of the token. So he's just behind the token, which is okay. I'm hoping to assault the half track and get a really good overrun move and be on top of it. And I basically I do pass my check. I assault the half track. I don't kill it, but I only consolidate like 3 inches, so it's not enough to get to the token. But I'm thinking if it goes to a turn 7, I'll be able to get there, and maybe with the squad on the other side of the smoke, assaulting the medium machine gun and doing the same type of thing. But we end up rolling not a turn 7, which actually would have been a turn 8. So basically, that's the end of the game. Ends in a draw. But the big thing with the French, I knew I was going to have a problem when we had this scenario, was I don't have any vehicles. I do have a Lorraine carrier that I'm planning to add at the next point level. And then I have cavalry that I'm planning to add. And that would have gave me my strike force to be able to handle scenarios like this. I would have had a lot more mobility. I would have been able to work my way towards the token. The Lorraine carrier would have been great for it, because it would have ignored the medium machine because it's fully enclosed, and he would have had to deal with me. And then I would have had cavalry kind of working their way around as well, running 18 inches, being able to recce if I make a mistake, if he comes in from the board edge. So yeah, I'm missing my mobile units, but that, you can only take what you can. I was pretty happy with my defense. If this is the defense side of my point list, I'm at the 1,000 point level, and they did pretty good, all things considered, mostly inexperienced and a lot of HE. So ends in a draw. So it was a good match though. Once Alan didn't get his vehicles in, he kind of went into defensive mode, and once he did that, I was stuck. But I couldn't be any more aggressive than I was without getting vaped if he would have brought a guy in, if they would have come in sooner. So, yeah, good game. Thanks for watching.